going on YouTube? Your boy Humble Warrior checking in with you. Um, just got great. Just got a great. Well, I guess I can't say great insight, but I was looking over a YouTube clip of the Dolphins Week 1 matchup with the New England Patriots. I'm actually very excited to see what's going to happen. It's a evening game, 4:25. Don't know the network. Don't know the exact network yet. I'm gonna look at the schedule tonight, which comes out at 8 p.m. But just wanted to give some little thoughts on the upcoming matchup. Based on what happened last year, it's not gonna be the same type of game because Belichick, of course, went out and got Henry Hunter and I forgot his name. The kid from Tennessee. I think his last name was Smith. He was a pretty good athletic tight end as well. So he went out and got Cam Newton some offensive help. He drafted Mac Jones, 15th overall in the draft, and they kind of went in a different direction with the offense. As far as receivers go, he still has N'Keal Harry, and that's really about it that I can think of in terms of offensive help. The running game, of course, is still going to be subpar to none. So it's really going to come down to can Cam Newton actually deliver at home against the Dolphins, which is going to be a tall task to do so. For Tua, this will be his first Week 1 game against a pretty stout Patriot defense. They'll be rejuvenated. Everybody be healthy. So it won't be no excuses of who wasn't on the field, blah, blah, this, that, and the third. Tua should have his entire repertoire of receivers. Waddle, Wilson, Parker, Gronkowski, Williams, and, of course, the backups who will be out there, subbing in and out. He'll also have Gaskins behind him in the backfield. And we'll see what he's able to do. So, my initial thoughts on the game itself, I do think that Tua will be able to put up between 250 yards to maybe 300 yards passing. How many touchdowns? I think he'll get at least 3, maybe 4, because you got to look at the fact that the receiving core that he has now compared to last year is going to be a lot different. And you add on the fact that Waddle and forgot about Will Fuller. Will Fuller. Fuller, Wilson, Waddle, and Parker. That's a pretty dynamic receiving core right there. They're all different in terms of styles of play, but the fact that he now has options where he can actually survey the defense and make the entire secondary work instead of them jumping routes and doing short stuff all the way down the field. And the mere fact that he just won't have Hakeem Grant running deep routes because he can hit Fuller over the top, he can hit Waddle over the top, he can hit Waddle over the middle and let Waddle do his thing and keep going. He can hit Parker on deep end routes and stuff like that, and he can also hit Gronkowski over the top against a linebacker. So this offense should look more potent, should have more sass to it, more firepower. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Dolphins scored 31 points. I'm going to say that the Pats scored 17. So I think the Dolphins will get the win 31-17. I do think Cam will struggle based on the defense that the Dolphins are going to present because they're going to make him make faster decisions with the football. Like I said, last year their defense was predicated on pressure, but now that they drafted Phillips and the safety out of Oregon in the second round, I think they're going to have a more prominent chance of actually putting pressure without blitzing the entire season, which is a good thing because you don't want to blitz your entire linebacker core and leave it in the middle of the field open for anybody and everybody to get money off of. So, with that being said, you should see a better, more revamped defense. They should restrict teams from scoring so much and gaining so many yards. The only flip side to that coin is if the defense does superb, then Tua going to have to come with it. He's going to have to put together drives, scoring touchdowns, occasionally get field goals, but the main objective is to score touchdowns. Is to keep the ball, keep the chains moving, and put the ball in the end zone. That's the main objective, which is why I said back in maybe a month or two, maybe a month ago, that he's gonna put up at least 30 touchdowns this season because he now has the horses, so it won't be. Let me just say this: Tua doesn't make excuses about what he doesn't have. He'll put it on himself, but other people can't say, "Oh, we didn't have the weapons," blah blah. But it won't be the type of excuse this year because they went out and got him Fuller. They went out and got him Fuller and Waddle, which is two dynamic speed demons. So if they don't double those two, then one of them going down the sideline with their hand up. And if you've seen the way he throws the deep ball last season, he's going to hit them in stride for touchdowns. Now, for those who like to be trolls and say, "Oh, well, Tua, he checks down, he likes to throw it short," go back and look at the Denver game. Go back and look at the Arizona game. Go back and look at the Chargers game. He will throw it deep. Once he sees you open, he's going to get it to you. And if he see you get a crease by your defender, he's going to throw the ball up and give you a chance to go get it. So it's a matter of you coming down with the ball. But he's not going to put the ball in harm's way. No, that's not what he does. So with that being said, it should be a dynamic game. I think the first half will be close because, of course, both teams will be filling each other out. But I think in the second half, Brian Flores will put together a solid package that will allow both sides of the ball to pull away, from the Patriots. Because let's be real here, the Patriots aren't really a great team. And on top of that, they're still trying to figure out their identity since they lost Tom Brady. So, again, I think that Dolphins will win 31-17. I think Tua will I think he'll complete at least 65% of his passes. I'll say this. If I had to take a guess, he'll probably attempt 25 passes. He should complete roughly around 19 of them. We'll say 19 or 25, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. And I think the receiving core, I think Waddle gets off, he gets a touchdown. I think that Fuller will get off, he'll get a touchdown. I think Parker will get a touchdown. I think Rakowski and Wilson would also contribute in big ways. But I think Gaskins will eat more because if they do what I think they're going to do, which is spread offense, they're going to allow him to pick different lanes he can run through and therefore get to his top-notch speed instead of him having to run through a brick wall. So with a new revamped offensive line who should be giving him time because they signed veterans now that actually know what they're doing, Tua should be able to stand in the pocket, survey the field, make the correct play with the ball, and keep the chains moving and put the ball in the end zone. So that's what I'm banking on him to do. One thing I will say about Tua, you won't hear a lot of press about what he's doing and stuff like that. Yeah, he'll put out pictures, but he's not speaking to say, "Oh, well, I got something to prove," and blah, blah, blah. He's going to do his talking on the field. People like myself and other people that support him will do the talking for him. So I'm telling you now, he has a mission next season. It's not a personal vendetta or nothing like that, but he has a lot to prove because a lot of people, from Colin Cowherd to Skip Bayless, the list goes on and on, have basically counted him out. To say, well, he's not a effective passer and blah blah blah. So I won't be surprised when he puts up 4,000 yards next season or 3,500 yards next season and 30 touchdowns. I'm not gonna be surprised because I already knew what he intended to do. So with that being said, it should be an intriguing game. I actually don't know how many people are allowed to go into Gillette Stadium, but to me it should be fun because it's the first week of NFL football, and I'm definitely gonna be tuned into it. I want to see how well they perform at Gillette Stadium, which they lost last season, I think, by 3 points. I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Whoever wants to correct me, go ahead. I don't really know the score from last season, but I do know they won in Miami. They won that game because Tua ran for 2 touchdowns, and he had 94 passing yards. So, or it was either 94 or 154. one of those two. So they still end up winning the game, and Tua, he did what was necessary to help them win. Now this game, I think he's gonna, because he had an off season to actually absorb so much film and go through his work on his progressions and work on his footwork and all that other kind of stuff and get his body built up the way you want to be. You're gonna see a much more improved Tua, much more pinpoint accurate Tua, and a much more confident Tua. So it won't be that the same shaky quarterback play you saw last season, which in some games, because of the pressure, which a lot of people tend to look over, which I don't understand. If you have pressure that's building up right into your chest or whatever as you're in the pocket, I mean, every now and then y'all gonna start off your back foot. But it was some games where he stepped to the side, or either he either stepped to the side or like ran away from it just to get the ball off. Nothing wrong with that. And I hope they still do play action passes here and there to keep defense honest. Because I mean, if you can draw the linebackers up and it's a hole right behind them, then hey, in my book you're winning. So I look forward to seeing what it's gonna look like on both sides of the ball. I do think, like I said, it's gonna be an interesting game, but I still pick the Dolphins to come out on top. And my score is 31-17. Leave me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. As always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And, I'll be hitting you guys up with another video. Peace.